Hello and welcome to another edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Adam Baum, and I have joining me via satellite from wherever the hell he broadcasts from is my co-host, Bionic Brian. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm actually at a Nobody Beats the Wiz parking lot right now.
They still have those?
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah, what's going on with the background? You have an interesting setup.
I don't know. I don't know. There was like we're trying to launch the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast toy line, and I figured, best way to do that is to promote the product. So as you can see, we have the unveiling of what the Bionic Brian action figure would look like.
I see. Okay.
So,
okay, but
investors, send us money so we can make these things actual toys. Who doesn't want a toy of themselves?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about specifically that is nice. It sounds great, but the green screen, it looks a little off.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with that.
Right.
The alternative was to have your giant face there, like Rob did on Monday. I changed it what I could so that you're not giant, and then just put other stuff. But way to call me out for anyone listening on the podcast.
I mean, Rob's not here to do it, so I have to make sure
it's true.
Honky dory.
So as we're going to try to do, we're going to change up our format here a little bit. As we approach pay-per-views, I want to kind of just focus on the road to that pay-per-view, which in this case is Full Gear. So we're going to talk about that tonight and how it pertained to tonight's Dynamite for the matches from Full Gear. But I also wanted to start, Brian, with a little bit of a dirt sheet.
What do you
got? Kind of vibe here. So we'll get to the Full Gear and Dynamite roundup in a little bit. But let's start with not the elephant in the room, because I think at this point everybody knows about it, but Jon Moxley taking a leave of absence, if you will. And I like the outcry or outpour, however you want to call it, of not sympathy, but understanding and kind of well wishes. No matter if you were WWE or AEW, it feels like they've all kind of come together to support him.
Who, WWE, you said?
WWE fans, WWE superstars. I mean, WWE themselves didn't. The IWC community seems to be divided between WWE and AEW.
Sure, yeah.
Almost like political lines. But in this case, both sides seem to agree and be thankful that John is going to be able to get help, that he recognizes his problem, that he's seeking help, and that, fuck, life is more important.
No. I just didn't know if you, because you were making it sound like WWE themselves, like their Twitter handle.
Oh, no. There were several WWE wrestlers. Yeah, there's several WWE wrestlers I saw on Twitter that made some comments, sent their regards, sympathies, warm wishes, whatever you would send in this case, because it's not so much concern they're getting the help they need. But the other big factor, obviously, like I said, the IWC. I felt that fans of both AEW and WWE were supportive when this news came out. For the most part, there's still that dickhead who goes, oh, fuck him. And then there were some people who were like, oh, I noticed he had changed in the last couple months. I didn't want to get into Twitter war with anybody, but alcoholism isn't something that changes you in a couple months. If you're seeking rehab, it's something that is part of your life pretty heavily, and I'm sure has been part of his life since he started this business. It's an unfortunate situation, but he's getting help, so that's a good thing. I don't think anyone could say they just started noticing it from a couple months ago, because most alcoholics live with it. It just not trying to get on a tangent there, but the point I was trying to make, Brian, was it was good to see everybody kind of uniting on a united front.
Oh yeah, and they didn't try to hide it either. I mean, tonight Punk even did a whole promo, not a whole promo, but he mentioned it during his promo. But yeah, I mean, how can you can't fucking, I haven't seen anything that was specifically like shitting on Moxley. So I mean, yeah, everyone's been.
I
Very
saw a couple
about
asshole comments, but they were definitely trolls.
Oh yeah, just trolls. I mean, just like his peers and just other wrestlers and other, even really just like you said, the IWC. I mean, for the most part, everyone's kind of mature about it and not being an asshole about it. But
yeah, my
good,
headless
good
executive
for
producer here.
Oh, good.
To try and fix the background issues for those watching on YouTube Live. Those on the podcast, if you ever hear this, it won't matter. We wish Mox well. He needs to come back when he needs to come back. That's the simple truth of this. The one thing I saw that was a little shade on from the IWC was, and I'm speaking with no knowledge. Hopefully, maybe you know it, Brian. But they said that if AEW had a wellness program, maybe they could have caught this a little earlier, or helped them out a little earlier. I think that's bullshit because any addict has to want help. But do you know if they have any resources out there? I know WWE is always parading theirs around.
Parading what's now? I didn't hear you right.
Their wellness program and how they have a support staff and whatever. Do you know of any with AEW?
Yeah, I don't know specifically what their policy is or anything. I'm sure they have one. But I know for Moxley, it was alcohol, right? I mean, I haven't heard anything else.
But what somebody said on there, what I was saying to bring up the question is, do we know if WWE or AEW has any kind of wellness program? Do they have counselors available? And again, I don't think that this matters one way or the other. But I kind of do wonder if there's something there. They don't have. We haven't heard of anybody being suspended like we would in WWE because Randy Orton smoked pot, so now he's suspended for a week.
Yeah. So I just checked. Going back to 2020, according to Uncle Dave, he says the company has the right to drug test you. However, there's no policy right now that I'm aware of, and I'm sure I'd be aware of if there was one. Oh, what a fucking cocky asshole. So no, there isn't one, I guess.
Okay, so and I'm not saying there has to be one. By the way, I'm not advocating anything like that. I was just wondering, is there a poster on the tour bus that says if you need help, call this number, and that's the extent of it, or is there like somebody in the AEW organization who's like, hey, if you need help, I'm here. I'm talent relations. Reach out to me, and they know of some. I don't know. I was just, and I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I was wondering if you knew the structure in any way.
No, I don't. And like I said, what I just Googled it really quick, but I mean, it would be a good idea to maybe even just get like a former wrestler of sorts, right? Like maybe just like one of those like veteran people that have been through the ringer as far as like drugs or alcohol, and just have them maybe around to kind of.
I mean, maybe that's why you have the old guard in the locker room. I mean, Jake is a good example, right?
He's exactly, yeah. He's a perfect one. Maybe even Mark Henry to extent, but no, I mean Jake is an excellent one.
And I'm sure even if you want to say like Mark Henry or Paul White. Yeah, I'm sure all these wrestlers, and I'm not trying to say a stereotype or anything, but I'm sure all these wrestlers have faced demons in some level here. Whether it is, going to strip clubs, gambling, steroids, drugs, alcohol. I'm sure they've all wrestled with something on some level. Piss. Yeah. I mean, it could just be financial troubles. They've all wrestled with some demon in there. So, I mean, it's good sometimes to reach out and feel like you have an environment you could open up about. I will say it kind of, and this is total supposition. If Hangman were to beat Omega, and Mox had advanced in this tournament, and they were feuding, and Mox is trying to go clean, and he's going against a character who's drinking all the time.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. Not so much about whether or not they were going to feud together, but even just about Hangman in general, like with what's going on with Moxley, like because beer is such like a part of who Hangman's gimmick is in AEW. So yeah, I don't know. You bring up a good point.
And we know that part of the up and down failure of Scott Hall, you know, was that it's really tough to be around the boys when the boys are getting fucked up and you're an alcoholic that is supposed to be trying to stay clean, and there's the temptation and there's your friends, and it's not even, it's a different form of peer pressure. It's not like they're saying, hey, you want this to Scott, you know, but he's like, I want to go hang with my friends and I feel like I need the social lubricant that they I don't know the whole mentality there, but we've seen people wrestle with it. Jeff Hardy's wrestled with it, so it's going to be tough.
I wonder, maybe he won't do it on TV. Maybe he'll just do that stuff for the live crowd, because I don't know. Did you see him tonight drink any beer? I don't think I did. Not that I could think of.
I don't remember because he kind of ran in afterwards, so I didn't notice it.
I didn't see it.
Doesn't mean it didn't exist, but I'm sure they toned it down, and they may continue. Now, here's the other thing, though. When he's grabbing a beer from the crowd, I believe it's real beer. But the whiskey or whatever he walks around with, I'm sure is gimmicked.
Probably.
I don't know if the rules have changed.
Say it again?
I don't know if the rules have changed, but like I remember Cheers is one of my favorite TV shows. All the beer that they had on set was apple juice because you couldn't drink it on screen. And in between takes, they would swirl the apple juice up to make it look like it had some head on the beer.
Right. He better not be drinking fucking beer during COVID and all that shit.
Well,
pandemic, post-pandemic, whatever the fuck you want.
Especially with a newborn at home, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. No.
Before we get into the Full Gear Dynamite Roundup, let's talk about one other thing that was across IWC today. They were talking about a potential reunion in AEW of the Undisputed Era. We all know at some point, I don't know when, could be 3 years from now, could be 3 months. We know that Adam Cole eventually is going to have to leave or turn on the Elite. Like that's not a stretch.
Is that what you think?
It's gotta happen at one point.
Cole leaving?
Right? Everybody, I mean,
I don't know.
Evolution, broke up. You have the Four Horsemen. They got rid of people and put new people in and out.
Yeah, but would Cole be the one to leave, or would it be Hangman?
Hangman's not in it, so.
Sorry, I didn't mean Hangman. I meant.
You meant Kenny.
I meant Omega.
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
I think that it would make sense if these chips were to fall, that Adam Cole would leave, and it would be Cole, Bobby Fish, and what the IWC says is Kyle O'Reilly as soon as he's free in a couple months.
Oh, yeah.
Or against Omega and the Bucks. I am not against the Undisputed Era being reunited in AEW.
I don't think they would do it.
The problem is, the biggest problem is simple. There's too many fucking factions. Undisputed, part of the charm of Undisputed and everything was they were, I guess Imperium came along around then, and Sanity had popped up during their run, but for the most part, they were the only ones. And when there was another, it wasn't several. There was one other. Now, AEW is fucking full of that shit.
Wait, you don't remember Velveteen Dream, the Velveteen Dream Team?
What?
Velveteen Dream Team.
No.
The faction in NXT.
No.
Velveteen, Lars Sullivan, and the Quebecer.
No, you're just making that up.
I made it up.
So my point being is the only way I see that could be fun, and I don't know if you remember Ted DiBiase Jr.'s debut in WWE, but to me it was one of the more brilliant storylines. Do you remember it?
I don't remember his debut. No.
So his debut match, he was going to challenge for the tag titles, and he had a mystery partner that was going to join him on the day of.
Who was it? Bob Holly?
He was fighting, he was challenging the then champions, Hardcore Bob Holly.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes.
Right, okay.
And as the match was about to start and the ring announcer introed the team, guess what? The mystery opponent, or the mystery partner, excuse me, for Ted DiBiase Jr. was Cody Rhodes. So Cody left Hardcore, basically did a handicap and took the titles off him, basically kept the title with himself and got a new partner. If they introduced the trio belt, it would be really funny if at the trio belt ceremony, if there was a way that they didn't know that it was mystery opponents, and you have basically the Super Click come out, which is Cole and the Bucks, and then you find out the mystery opponent they're facing is actually Undisputed, and Cole switches. The only reason I suggested any of that is because it involved Cody, and maybe the bait and switch, good things in wrestling get repeated. Maybe not everybody sees this as a good thing.
Yeah. I just want to address something. We have some person on the, I don't know if it's a troll, but someone named Rob Allen says, so because other people have had substance problems, they shouldn't ever acknowledge the use of alcohol? What the fuck?
When did this become marked out prude wrestling podcast? Wow, we weren't saying that. We were saying that it might be difficult when he's faced in there. I don't know if you remember, there was a big Legends reunion on Raw, and Scott Hall was part of it. And the final legend they brought out was Stone Cold, who was going to drink beer all over the place. And Scott Hall had to fucking bolt before Stone Cold came out, because there was beer everywhere, and he was going to hand them all out to have Steve Weisers with everybody. And Scott Hall got his appearance fee and just rolled the fuck out of the way, got out of there.
Hey, so I just want to take a time out for a second. Should I not be having a beer while we're discussing this? I feel a little guilty. I do have to say.
Oh my God. Now you're buying into cancel culture. Noah's on the board, as well as Peeler, Stout, and Stike. Welcome. All right, so let's get the full gear. Let me loosen up, Brian. You ready?
Sure.
This is not predictions, because that'll come next week on the Go Home show. This is more about playing what if. Okay.
Okay.
So full gear, we now know, is going to be Miro, who took Moxley's place and defeated Orange Cassidy tonight. Good match, very good match. And he's going to take on the American Dragon to be the new #1 contender. I'm not positive, but I think that these guys have wrestled, if not a program, they've at least wrestled together in their time in WWE. And I feel like maybe Miro was the appropriate replacement because Daniel Bryan is familiar with him, so they could still put on a good match. Where it might be too hard, 10 days, who knows Daniel Bryan's schedule, to kind of work with a new opponent that he's not familiar with.
I don't know about that. It's fucking, first of all, his name is Bryan Danielson. You were calling him Daniel Bryan. We don't say that.
I was calling him Bryan.
Were you?
Yes. Oh. And I said the American Dragon, so that way I can't fuck it up.
Check the tape. But anyway, I mean, he can have a fucking good match with anyone. He doesn't matter if it's 10 days or fucking 10 minutes notice. That doesn't matter. I feel like Miro is the perfect replacement just because he's Miro. I mean, he's a badass, and he's a former TNT champion.
Yeah. Miro aside, you're right. Bryan Danielson is he should be PW Insider's #1 guy.
Who's that?
Bryan Danielson. When they do the rankings, to me, nobody has had as many quality matches this year. It doesn't matter the company. Nobody has had as many quality matches this year as him. It's plain and simple. Across all wrestling. Again, I haven't seen the bingo halls. Right on cue. Here's Rob for the bingo hall discussion.
Oh. Hey, Rob.
No, but seriously, I think that there is a really, really good chance that Bryan Danielson wins the #1 contendership, and he goes on to face Kenny Omega, not Hangman. The reason I want to play this as a what-if game, Brian, and not as a prediction, is what if Dark Order, under orders of their new leader, Wyndham Rotunda, turn on Hangman.
Okay.
Causing him to lose to Omega. Omega escapes, and guess who's the new #1 contender? It's Bryan Danielson, who he just fought, and everybody, came all over themselves at the Dave Meltzer rated 5-star match they put in Arthur Ashe.
So does that mean that it's going to be Wyndham versus Hangman, or that program, I guess?
Yes.
What about the Dark Order? What happens with them? Do they go heel with Wyndham?
Yes. I think that you've had, and actually I think the way you do it is you break up Dark Order. The way they teased a little while ago, you divide them in half. You have some that go to the defense of Hangman, stay face, the Silvers, the Allen Angels, and then you have the Unos, and maybe Colt goes with the face side.
Right.
Then you have the Uno, Preston, whoever, that they can go heel with Wyndham. And
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
And to me, it's the only way to not put the belt on Hangman and us be okay with it.
I don't hate that. I'm honestly thinking more about the Dark Order, actually. I mean, now that, them changing members and flip-flopping heel and face, they're a cult. So it's okay for people to kind of go in there and then leave, and for new members to go in there. I mean, it happens in Scientology all the time. And I mean, Rob knows he was a Scientologist.
Yeah, he's still
really
in a cult
all that much, but between the years of 1999 and 2003, he was in Scientology.
Fucking aliens, bro.
Is that real? Or is he just making shit up?
I don't know. Was I a Scientologist?
Yes.
You want me to jump on the couch?
Yeah, this is Oprah.
I thought you only do that if you had sex with Katie Holmes.
That would not make me jump on a couch. That's some basic bitch shit.
So, anyway, I think this is worth the discussion because I was trying to think of ways that they don't put the belt on Hangman and keep this, how close does he keep getting to never get it? It's been 2.5 years since he almost got it.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, the fact that I wouldn't hate that if they tease it a little bit and then pull it right out from under us again, and then we have to wait a few more months. I mean, especially with him.
Oh no, I think this time it would be way more than a few months, because if you're going on to American Dragon, to take it off Omega, which to me makes a little bit more sense at this point. Before these debuts, Hangman should have been the one to take it off him. After these debuts, you got to find something legitimate. And I mean, even Punk said it. Punk wanted to take the place of Mox, not Miro, but what did he say as the cop out? But it's not my time yet, or whatever.
Yeah, I think he was just focusing on Kingston.
Yeah, he said he wants to focus on Eddie Kingston, and so they're gonna have a match, which I don't mean to poo-poo something.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bunch of shit. Punk and Kingston should be a part of the Full Gear card. If you're going to put what they usually do, which is 10 friggin' matches on a card here, How does Punk and Kingston, two guys that right now, as I look at this card, are left off, why wouldn't they put this match there instead of on Rampage for 500,000 to watch?
Wait, but which? No. I don't think it's on this Rampage.
Yeah.
No, they have a face-off.
Oh, it's not a match?
No.
Okay. Then maybe what I said is going to happen because they belong on Full Gear.
Yeah, I think it'll be on Full Gear.
Okay. So there's covering that. Jamie Hayter tonight beats Anna Jay to advance in the TBS tournament that's going to go on for 2 more months. The reason I bring this up in relation to Full Gear is Britt comes out with Rebel and Jamie Hayter, and Ty Conti is going to face Britt, and Ty comes out with AJ. So I like the blending of the tournament and the championship aspect here. But at the end of the day, Hayter beats Anna Jay tonight, and Britt's going to beat Ty Conti. So
what is that? How does that leave the bracket then?
The bracket right now, we have one more match in the opening round to do, and that is between, if Rob had his sound effects ready, that is between the Bunny and his girl, Red Velvet. The winner will advance to the quarterfinals to take on Jade.
Yes.
In the other quarterfinals, you have Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa. You have Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose, and you have Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho. So you got a lot of stuff going on here. The fact that it's 2 months away from the finals means that they're just gonna play this out and probably drag it out literally.
Yeah.
I just want to put out there that
we were trying to figure out how many more matches they have left in the tournament. So
they have 8 total. 7 before
spread out over.
Yes, 7 between now and January 5th when the final is scheduled.
I just want to put out there that Jade has taken Red Velvet's spot in my heart.
Oh, really?
That's a big bitch.
Jade's a bad bitch.
So what? So what if Red Velvet beats Bunny? Jade will face Red Velvet,
and I will orgasm the whole match.
Okay. Robert, that is inappropriate.
If you want to see Rob reacting to the potential Red Velvet and Jade Cargill match, it's available on patreon.com/MOWP. I know I say available when it hasn't even happened yet, but we'll make it happen if it happens.
That should be on
I will masturbate all over the camera. Yep.
We're on the hub. I mean, maybe that's where we put that video. Who knows? Hub exclusive.
No, OnlyFans. That's where the money's at.
Oh, OnlyFans?
Show some nipples.
I don't think anyone wants to pay for 3 months.
I'll masturbate. Adam will be rubbing his titties.
I know. I want to do the truffle shuffle.
I would love for that. Yeah.
Well, I'll use oil, so the ladies will like it. It'll gleam.
Yeah.
Let's get back to reality, and we got a few more things to discuss.
I did not know. Noah, I did not see who was on Road to the Top. Was Jade there, or was Red Velvet? I do.
It's Rose to the Top.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Who cares?
It's not Jade to the top.
Britt Baker's not losing anytime soon. Inner Circle and Top Team, Brian. We got a 10-man Minneapolis street fight. Is that right? Minnesota or Minneapolis? I don't remember. We had a contract signing tonight because what better way to get 10 men to stand around than have a contract signing? There is a little bit of a twist here. Dan Lambert has to compete.
They M. Night Shyamalan at us.
Twist. Not kind of a prediction here, but I mean, Dan Lambert's eating the pin.
I mean,
I don't know who he is, so yeah.
He's J.J. Dillon in the first War Games.
Oh,
just 10 men. He's the J.J. Dillon of the 10 men.
But he cut a very heel. He's awesome on the mic, Rob. I don't know if you've been following at all.
He portrays a wannabe Vince and shits all over AEW. He would be your golden
boy. He's very good. He's very good on the mic. And
that is not a fair characterization of me.
No, but he's really good. Like the little gripes and like pickiness that we have with him, he calls them out. But he also does Vince-isms. Like he says, you're just a bunch of midgets here. So he's a good, like, hate fuck the crowd character.
So he's like that video we were passing around about the video game where Vince buys AEW and then Hunter fucks up fucking Cody.
So stupid.
Yeah,
you guys are
I
such
still want that
you're
happen. What's up, Rocky?
Fucking marks.
Oh, you call us marks. You're fucking AEW.
No, you were the one that just said you would fucking jizz over AEW, not
yeah,
me.
but he would jizz over a women's match. You jizz off a Joey Nutella match.
I said Jade and Red Velvet. That is very jizzable.
Wow.
Giggity.
I'm able to separate that from wrestling, Rob.
All right. Anyway,
I'm not here for wrestling.
I think this contract signing was a stupid gimmick, but I do like the twist, even if it was obvious. As Brian texts me before it happens, I bet the 10th guy's Dan Lambert. Yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, even Brian predicted that one.
I did. I can see that coming from a mile away.
All right, two other things that happened tonight. Darby and MJF, they brawled everywhere. Man, this is out of the Full Gear card, and I don't know if it's just the way they've done it or not, but this is the one that I should be looking forward to, and I don't give a shit about.
Really? At all?
At all. Because they're just stalling. I feel like they're just limping to the finish with this one. They're like, we don't have anything for MJF right now going to Full Gear, but we don't want to leave him off TV. We don't have anything for Darby going into Full Gear, but we don't want to leave him off TV. Fuck, let's have them fight each other. Like,
I don't get that impression at all.
Just literally as a stall.
No, what do you mean a stall? They're two of the four pillars of AEW. Now they're having a matchup against one another? Come on. And on pay-per-view, no less?
I hate that Darby's one of the pillars, but I can't really argue the way he's booked, at least as a pillar. The thing that has to be said, though, is that this feud should be they've danced around it before. I just don't think right now there's a lot of people that are left off the card.
Okay.
And to make this feel like this is a big time feud, I think they would have been better to put them in a position where maybe the Pinnacle is somehow challenging Super Elite.
Pinnacle and Super Elite.
So you use MJF and, Spears and Wardlow, and they take on Nick and Cole. And
so you're talking about turning them face?
No.
You're talking about turning MJF face?
No. They don't have to they don't have to turn them if they do it right there.
So you have heel versus heel.
For a one-off, if you want to do it, to just put them on there. I don't know why Darby and Sting are taking on MJF and Wardlow, but it's a singles match, not a. I mean, this just feels like they have to put them on there, so they're like, "This is what we got for you guys."
I don't think so at all. I feel like they were building towards this.
I don't know.
They're two of the homegrown, quote unquote.
Right, and that's why I think it should be later. There should be a bigger consequence to MJF and Darby. If you're gonna put two of your four pillars against each other, you have to have a huge payoff because they're homegrown and you're making this. I don't know.
No, I know. Yeah, but is this the first time that we're having like well, shit. Who's all right? So Sammy, Darby, MJF. Who's the fourth? Not Hangman.
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy. So MJF and Darby. I mean, they haven't had a match against one another on pay-per-view yet, have they? Not that I could think of.
Not on pay-per-view, no.
No.
But I'm pretty sure MJF and Darby fought back when MJF and Cody were messing around.
So I mean, this is a significant matchup.
Because remember, Darby was pals with Cody briefly.
Right. Plus, we have Sting will be out there fucking mixing it up too. So I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely excited for the match. I think it's gonna be a fun match. Definitely.
Stike says this is where he thinks Wardlow may finally turn on MJF. Here's the thing.
Potential.
Where where does Wardlow go if he leaves MJF? I mean that I'm not saying that it can't be a cool breakup story and feud, but even if Wardlow wins in the end over MJF, I see it going nowhere. Like he's not a top guy.
He hasn't shown you enough.
Because he can't cut the promo.
I mean, he hasn't really had too many opportunities, right?
No, that's fair, but there's probably a reason why, right?
Well, yeah, because he has MJF as the guy.
No, well, no, you know what I mean.
What?
Nobody gets a mouthpiece if they don't need one.
Yeah, but I don't see it as him getting a mouthpiece. I see it as MJF getting like muscle.
MJF got a heavy that doesn't talk. AJ Styles has a heavy that doesn't talk. There's a reason that heavy doesn't talk. And if that heavy goes on his own, they have to get him a Paul Heyman or a Don Callis or someone.
Sure, yeah, I'm not disputing that.
Has Don Callis been on since the Impact AEW relationship ended?
He has not, because he wasn't on tonight. No.
And the Good Brothers?
It's weird though, because no, I haven't seen them either.
I think that IWC was right, even though it was squashed on there. I think that partnership is over.
That's what they said. Yeah, I mean that's not a secret, but I mean I thought Callis at least would still be sticking around because he's not even really part of. Like, he used to be the VP of fucking, I think executive VP of Impact, and he's not there anymore.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's hanging out with Flair. The final one, and of course, Darby and MJF just brawled everywhere. The final one, which is a head scratcher to me. You have FTR and the Lucha Brothers. Now, first and foremost, tonight, FTR defended their AAA championships against Aerostar and Kalisto. They also all came out later on tonight during the Cody Andrade battle, which Tully and Arn got a piece of. Who is clamoring for Tully and Arn to get into action? Why is this now happening? This is the second time they've teased this.
I don't know. I was trying to think of like a witty answer that would include Arn's gun or his Glock, but I couldn't think of anything in time. I don't know, man. I really have no idea. I don't know. I am happy to see Samurai Del Sol back, aka Kalisto, making some good lucha things in AEW now. That's fucking awesome.
Noah says Tully versus Arn would be a beautiful disaster, dude. Arn opening his mouth right now is a disaster. I can't imagine him trying to go in the ring. I want to talk about this, though, for a second. Ryan, I want to paint a picture for you that I think AEW is failing here with this booking. Christian Cage has a great match with Kenny Omega. And instead of taking the AEW championship, he takes the Impact title. Which at the time was two separate titles. And he, who's not even part of Impact, unifies them. And then later on, he loses to, I can't remember who. And then Moose took the title from him instantly, whoever
Josh
he lost
Alexander. To. Oh, no. Yeah.
Who was the middle guy between Moose and Christian?
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander. Thank you. Okay, so all that's well and good, but after Christian beat Omega for that Impact Championship, they booked Christian to fight for the AEW Championship, which he lost. Because why would they trade two belts from one person, or in this case team, consecutive matches to the other? So FTR here challenging Lucha Brothers after they've already taken one of the titles they had, since Lucha were double champs, they're not going to take the other. So this is just like, to me, the Christian and Omega feud. If you have them take the not AEW belt, then you're not going to have them take the AEW belt, because that would just feel weird. It'd be like a best of 7 series where you just take a belt from the other team till you're the belt collector.
Right. I mean, is there any way that they could wear them while they're in AAA? They are going on a tour there. I don't know if that would mean anything.
Okay. That is even worse, Brian. FTR 100% is losing this match.
You think so?
Has to. If they're going to go, just like Christian did for a little while, after he lost, he went and represented Impact as their champ until he lost the title to Alexander. Same thing's going to happen here. FTR is going to lose to Lucha Brothers. FTR is going to go to AAA for a little while. And then they'll lose the titles and they'll come back. Pinnacle, since Pinnacle's feud with Inner Circle has ended, Pinnacle doesn't even feel like anything.
No, I agree with you. I feel like Pinnacle has been pretty underwhelming ever since they
FTR and Tully have done more with Andrade than they have with Wardlow and MJF. At least recently.
So going back to FTR, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but they're going to be there next I guess this week Thursday. Yeah, November 4th. Oh shit. So tomorrow. Fucking A. They have tapings tomorrow.
Yeah, so they're still working on whatever there, and they may drop those titles. Even on the tapings. I don't think so.
No, because it says AAA wants FTR to defend the titles at Triple Mania, which is December 4th. That's like their WrestleMania. So they're probably going to have the AAA, at least the AAA titles for at least a month.
So they have a 4-week program with AAA. Good for them.
Yeah.
Hope it works out better than the other stuff that Tony Khan does, because I don't feel like he has helped every IW. He's helped win over the IWC and his cult followers. But I still don't see how any of the other federations are benefiting from the relationship with him.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, the fact that their tapings are right now before Full Gear and before that, there's no way. They're not winning. Lucha Brothers are winning.
Told you. So that brings my final thought on the card. And these are kind of typical of the card. For AEW pay-per-views. Bryan Danielson and Miro, maybe you could argue that's a coin flip. Same with Darby and MJF. But the tag match, the women's title match, you know what's going to happen there. I'm hoping that, and I think the street fight, I'm hoping that Kenny and Hangman have some surprises, not just Wyndham Rotunda. I'm hoping that AEW's strategy is not to just keep bringing new surprises in, as we're teasing Kevin Owens and Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano are the other names being thrown around right now. I still say Tony Khan has become the superstar
where did you hear
collector.
Kyle O'Reilly?
What was that?
I'm sorry. Where did you hear Kyle O'Reilly?
This IWC is going that way because his contract is going to expire soon.
How soon? Because I'm just asking.
I think he's part of the January ones with Gargano and KO.
Yeah, KO I think is as good as gone.
He did say 3 months on Monday. Everybody's rolling with that.
Okay.
I thought it was a little more than a trying to tease there. His contract, they renegotiated or changed a lot of contracts during COVID, specifically on the length of their contracts.
Right.
You know, and the guise of budget cuts. But I think that 3 months and 3 years was not a shot to throw IWC crazy. I think 3 years is when his contract was supposed to expire, and 3 months is when it does expire now, since they've reworked it. So I think he was teasing him a little bit, but I mean, if anything, KO is in a good position to, get whatever the fuck he wants. And if he's pulling this shit like Randy would do, remember Randy teased when Randy wanted a contract. KO could just be trying to jack his own price up.
Yeah, but he's got too many buddies in AEW, and I don't know the appeal of working there with your friends.
I don't know about Tony. I don't know how Tony works, but I know how I would do if I was in KO's shoes. I would go to Vince, and I would slap it on the table and say, "What are you going to do?" And Vince would say, "We're going to offer you $5 million a year across 5 years, and we're going to book the shit out of you." And then, as KO, I would go, "Okay, I'm going to talk it over with my wife. I'll get back to you." I would leave. I would go to Tony, regardless of his boys, Brian, and the other benefits over there. I would go to Tony and say, "I got a $5 million a year offer for 5 years guarantee over here. So $25 million across 5 years."
You go to Tony and you lie about it. You say, "I got a $7 million, $8 million."
Exactly. I'm saying he is stupid to not use Vince as a bargaining chip with Tony.
Honestly, though, I think Tony would be okay with it. I feel like Tony would pay him. And I mean, he wouldn't be like, I'm not saying anything like substantially like crazy, like Brock Lesnar money or anything like that. But
well, why not though?
I feel like Tony would pay him.
Yeah.
Because that would mean, I don't know, with him and the Bucks and Cole, like him being the missing piece of Mount Rushmore, I see it happening, man. I see him getting some fucking good money, regardless of where he signs.
Yeah. And Gargano's a tough one because, Candice has 2 years left on her contract, which that 2 years won't start until she returns. It's not like she is on maternity leave and that time is ticking. They can add it on there, which they will probably. When she's ready to return. But that doesn't necessarily mean Johnny's going to go nowhere. He still has to be offered by WWE. It's not just like, I don't think, on the KO side, I believe he'll get an offer, like we just discussed. Yeah. But I don't know that WWE makes an offer to Kyle O'Reilly or Johnny Gargano.
To Gargano, I feel like they would. I don't know about
O'Reilly. You?
I do. Gargano, I feel like is like, I feel like he's like good, like buddies with HBK. I mean, I don't know if you watched NXT, but they had the whole they came out together.
Buddies with HBK. I just feel like he's like almost like a player Adam coach Cole for NXT. Wasn't Adam Cole close with HBK?
I think he was also, yeah.
Yeah, so that means nothing.
But
wasn't Triple H in charge of NXT?
He was. I don't know if he is anymore.
So that means nothing. Regal and Joe were doing their thing, and that's. I think when it comes to NXT, you have to throw out the baby with the bathwater here, and any past stuff is cool for nostalgia, but those days are over.
I'm with you. That's why. All right. So I didn't watch. Did you watch NXT? No. Because I saw that they did Gargano and Ciampa. I saw that they interacted
last night. I felt like it was WWE seeing, do we have any reason to keep Johnny Gargano? I felt like that's what they were doing by booking him and Ciampa again. Why do it again? Why bring that back? Because you're about to get rid of Gargano and you wanted to do it one more time. You wanted to see if you could. If people tuned in and the ratings were good last night for Gargano and Ciampa, then Gargano will get a new contract.
You think just based off of one segment? Come on.
I not based off one segment. I believe that they were like, let's see. Here's the guy that you can work with. Here's the guy that there's been a story. At one time, it was a year-long feud that people really enjoyed for the year. I mean, part of it, he was injured, so, that's why it went so long. But you get where I'm going.
Yeah. So I actually have the viewership for NXT from last night. It's actually down. So last week, it was Halloween Havoc. It was 746,000 viewers. This week, 631,000. That's AEW and NXT suffer from the same trend on that.
when they put together their like special shows, Halloween Havoc or Blood and Guts or whatever the hell, like all the other AEW ones are, Fight for the Fallen,
In Your House Takeover 2.0,
yeah, all that shit.
Extravaganza.
When they do those, they put together such good cards and they advertise it ahead of time that people do make a point of watching. So this is indicative of that. Is the following week you're going to see a ratings dip. It's happened every time to both shows.
Yeah, that's true. And I just want to correct myself. I'm sorry. I was saying Champa. It's Champa.
Oh, Tampa, like Tampa?
Rocky.
Is that what Rocky's saying?
Sorry,
Champa,
Rocky.
like Tampa?
Yeah, he was calling me out over mispronouncing it. I'm sorry, Rock.
Yeah, it's Tampin. It's Tampin.
Champa. Well, yeah, I think Tampa. Tampa.
Yeah, they Stike says they'll sign him just to help young guys like Carmelo Hayes and stuff get over.
Exactly.
So he's going to be the Jerry Lynn of NXT?
Oof. I just want to be the Jerry Lynn of... How do I be the Jerry Lynn of MOWP?
You just want to be the Jerry Lynn of Jerry Lynn.
I just want to be the Jerry Lynn of Jerry. Exactly.
All right. So next week, Full Gear, Go Home show. We're going to do full-on predictions. I want to try and find a way, since it is our Go Home show, you got to make it happen. I'm calling you out on the air. I want to get MJ to participate in predictions. However, we got to make that happen.
Yeah, we could do it. I DM'd Rob actually about it. I said, how do we, can we get a third caller on here? And he said, I think Adam can handle it. He actually had faith in your technological abilities. So.
I mean, and by the way, he came in here and went, oh, look, I fixed it in 3 mouse clicks. He put it back to the way it was Monday. If you remember at the start of the show, Brian, I said the reason I had your action figure up there is because I didn't want you to just be above me. I feel like...
You did say that. You did say that.
So I'm the one who made you smaller. He undid what I did.
You made an effort to put... Did you put that picture there yourself?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Yeah, see? Well, I applaud you.
And I was the one who turned off the weighing 660 pounds because Rob wasn't here. I was even that guy.
There you go.
I saved Monday's show, which was still set up. I saved that so that it could never be uploaded. And I'm recording tonight so it can never be uploaded.
So that can never be uploaded.
So, I mean...
Yeah, we're moving on up, man.
Oh, Stike has a good point here, and I didn't really consider it. You gotta close out Game 6 game of the World Series that NXT was going against.
Oh, boo-hoo. Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean the Braves haven't fucking won anything ever.
We're not talking Monday Night Football between the Jets and the Dolphins. We're talking like for nothing. I mean, we're talking Game 6 of a World Series that possibly should have ended in Game 5.
Yeah, it should have if they had any balls, but obviously, I mean, actually, I hate the Astros too. I'm kind of happy for the Braves. I hate the Astros more than I hate the Braves. So,
what was the really good pitcher that the Mets at one time had, and he like bolted for the Astros?
Bolted for the Astros.
Madonna or something?
No, Madonna.
Oh, it's gonna bug me. You guys had one good pitcher in the last, like during the Piazza era.
Okay.
And he's like, "Fuck this, I'm out." When his contract came up.
I don't recall. I don't know.
You call yourself a fan?
I know. Now, are you sure he went to the Astros?
I'm pretty sure he went to the Astros.
It wasn't Mike Hampton. No, he went to.
Yes, that's it. Mike Hampton. Where did he go? He didn't go to the Astros.
He might have. I don't.
I'm pretty sure he went to the Astros.
Did he? He might have. No.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Now I have to Google it. I mean, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, look at that. You don't even know anything about your teams.
I did. I said. No, he went to the Rockies. The Mets, and then he went to the Rockies. He signed a huge contract in. Yeah, okay. He went from the Astros to the Mets and then to the Rockies and then to the Braves.
Oh, so he was with the Astros before the Mets.
Yeah, he had two runs with the Astros, right?
Wait, so he went Astros, Mets, Astros, Rockies?
Astros, Mets, Rockies, Braves, Astros, Diamondbacks. He played for a while. Jeez.
Wow, that motherfucker just became a journeyman. He's like the Carmelo Anthony of the major leagues. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 teams. Well, 6 teams. 7 stints.
7.
All right.
Anyway. Here's to you, Mike Hampton.
Yeah, cheers.
So we'll be back next Wednesday to talk about, like I said, Full Gear predictions. We'll be back on Monday to play some Monday with the Marks. Rob's got trivia, and he is the expert. So he complained my trivia was too hard after he helped
Yours
me
was
come up
very
with
difficult.
a great gimmick. It's a 1 in 4, though.
Yeah, it was multiple choice. You're right. So we had an option, but it was very tough, I have to say. I mean, but I don't know shit about movies, so.
Well, yeah, you were at a disadvantage, but
right.
you tied Rob, who should have killed you.
It's true.
Yeah,
it is very true.
That's tough. All right, so come back and check us out on Monday with the Marks, and then Full Gear. We're gonna break it all down and predictions next week, hopefully with special guest MJ. I want to get him here.
I'm telling him right now.
And Rocky, if you're still on the board, I see you over there. We're also waiting for when you want to do your trivia show with us. I know the little one set you back a little bit from being able to do anything fun like that, but if you have any time for us, we're here to play.
Yeah.
Until then, come back, check us out. Same Smart time, same Smart channel.
Catch you on the flip side.
What does he mean by the flip side? Is that
Catch
like
you
the other side?
It's produced and edited by
The upside down?
and is recorded live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.